Alright! Hey guys, welcome back. Let's see. Today we're going to be doing a Duelist tier list for Marvel Rivals. Some of my favorite characters are Duelists. I mean, whose isn't? You got your Spider-Man, your Black Panther, your Iron Man. But we're going to start off with Scarlet Witch. So, Scarlet Witch is a really good character. I'm going to go over her briefly. Her anchor ability is going to give her a 15% boost when she works with Magneto. It makes her so good. She's already such an easy character to use as a beginner, so that 15% just elevates you to that top tier status. Her basic attack is really forgiving. As long as the enemy is within the general vicinity, you're going to be doing damage. Her first ability, Mystic Projection, she goes into this state of invulnerability and she's able to move around. Only thing about it is the enemy's still able to follow you and chase you down because they can see you, but you can use this back to back with itself. It charges up to 2, and it's really good. It's really good to try to get to safety before they can get you. Her next ability is going to be Dark Seal. So this is her stun ability. What she does is throws it out, and then when she activates it again, or when it hits the ground, it will expand and it will stun the enemy. It doesn't do any damage, but it does ticks of stuns. So if you catch an enemy off guard, you can hit them multiple times. And I really like this. It makes her really good. Next ability is going to be Telekinesis. So she just, if you're falling, you can hold jump and you'll float. Next ability is going to be, I can't even read that, but it's going to be her final ability. And so she's going to be passively charging up these little chaos energies. And at a max of 4, I believe, she's able to throw them out. She can throw them out at any time, but that's when it's strongest. And for what makes Scarlet Witch so good is her ultimate ability, which is Reality Erasure. And she blows up the entire battlefield. It's super fun. I had my friend Noah playing Scarlet Witch a lot, and every time he did, he was just killing it. So I think Scarlet Witch is a really good character. Where does she fall on the tier list? Well, let's see. Honestly, I think she's really good. I'm gonna have to put her in A tier. If you guys have seen any gameplay or just played it yourself, you'll know that she's just such a nuisance. That being said, if you see her while she's doing her ult, you can catch her in time and kill her. But there are times where, she just sneaks up on you too quick and you just don't even realize. And then she's able to squad wipe and then your enemy wins. She's an A tier. I'm not sure about S. I'm kind of filling it around right now, but I think A is very fair. Our next character is going to be the one, the only Spider-Man. Spider-Man is so good in this game. I love it. Man, what I really love about Marvel Rivals is that everyone feels like they should, When I'm playing like Spider-Man, it really makes me feel like I'm playing Spider-Man, LOL. But let's go over his abilities real quick. So he's going to have his basic. He's a melee character. He's only going to be attacking with his fists. But he does have an alternative fire called Web Cluster. And he's able to shoot little clusters of web at the enemy. And when he hits them, he's able to add a spider tracer to them. And so that's incorporated with his other ability called Get Over Here. And you're able to instantly target that enemy and swing to the location and do a little bit of damage. The next ability he has is Web Swing, of course. It's how he gets around the map. It charges really quick, honestly. I love it. It makes Spider-Man feel so good. The recharge time is perfect in my opinion. And the next one we got is an Uppercut. So I believe he's able to stock up to 2 of these. And, with his kit right here, he's all combo based, Also, something to keep in mind is he's able to double jump, and he also has a spider sense and a wall crawl. So wall crawl speaks for itself, but the spider sense, if there's an enemy nearby and you don't necessarily even see them, like let's say they're around a corner of a door, you're able to sense that your screen will literally like start shaking as you get nearby them. Spider-Man is really good. He also has a team ability with Venom, which this is what makes him so good. He pretty much has an instant kill combo with this symbiote. I'm pretty sure he has another method of instant killing as well, but this just makes it that much easier with the team up ability. As far as where I would put Spider-Man on the list, who are we kidding? There's just something about the Spider Folk, man. They're way too good. Spider-Man is just such in a nice place right now. I really hope they keep him as he is. Depending on, you know, what they introduce to the game, I'm sure they'll have to tweak him a little bit. But as far as it goes right now, Spider-Man's really good. He's always on the move. You never know where he is or when he's coming. A good Spider-Man will always be in and out. If they don't take down your guy, they're gonna run out. If they do, even better, they're still gonna get the hell out of there and recuperate with their team for a little bit. It's really hard to be a good Spider-Man, but once you are a good Spider-Man, you're a vital asset to your team. Black Panther. Man, I really wanted to like Black Panther, but there's just something about him. He's a very combo heavy character, even more so than Spider-Man. You're definitely going to need to always be on your toes as you're playing him and just constantly thinking of what to do next. And in the right hands, I'm sure he's a phenomenal character. But for me, me and him we didn't really click. So first off, he's going to be a melee fighter, and with his passive, he's able to do extra damage when his health is low. So real quick, with his team up ability with magic, she's able to create a portal for Black Panther. Honestly, a little underwhelming, but it is what it is. Now for the meat of Black Panther's kit, most of his abilities are going to be attaching a vibranium mark, and what that does is going to incorporate into his ability, which is Spirit Rend, and he's able to lunge forward and deal damage to enemies with the mark, and he gets bonus health as well as refreshes the ability. This is what is the bread and butter of Black Panther's kit. So let's look at the other stuff and then we can come back to this. First off, we have Spinning Kick. It has low range, but does decent damage. We also have a Spear Toss. Pretty self-explanatory. He throws a spear, and upon impact, it does AoE damage. So now his ultimate, he's going to summon a Bass. It's pretty much a giant Black Panther cat, and it goes forward and deals a bunch of damage to anyone in the way, as well as putting a mark on them, and it refreshes your Spirit Rend. So with this, you're able to finish off any enemies that haven't already been killed by your ult with Spirit Rend. So this is why Black Panther is really good, but you have to be really what's the word? You have to be really focused on the game and making sure you're keeping track of anything and who has a mark and who doesn't. So to rank Black Panther, I know in the right hands he'll be really good, but as far as for me, I don't know if I really like him or not. You have to really be paying attention at all times, making sure your abilities are up. But let's see. I think I like Black Panther in B tier. I'm sure he's a lot better than that. I just have to play around with him. But just from my experience alone, I think B is relatively fair. Honestly, I can see him being maybe better than, if not just as good as Spider-Man. But again, as far as for me, I'm gonna have to put him in B tier. So Magic. Magic is a really fun character. I really like her, though I don't really think she's my playstyle. So a big part of Magic is her teleporting ability, and it's going to change up a bunch of her other abilities, so it's something to keep in mind when you're using her. So let's look at her kit right now. So her basic is going to be a melee swing of your sword in front of you. She She also has an alternate fire called Magic Slash, where she's able to throw a slash of wind to your opponent through the air. One of my favorite abilities is Umbral Incursion, so she's going to dash forward and then knock her opponent up. I really like this ability. It's a great combo setter, especially when you got a couple of your allies around you. So let's talk about the main thing about her kit is going to be her portal. So she's going to be able to save up to 2 of these, I believe. And when she comes out of the portal, if she uses her basic, she's going to do a whirlwind of damage around her. If she uses her alternate, instead of sending a slash out in the air, she's going to be able to summon a little demon. It's really strong, actually, surprisingly strong. But your opponent can easily just like walk away, so it's not that good. And one thing to keep in mind, so Magic's team up ability is going to be Disc Master. So when paired up with Black Panther, both of you guys get the ability to basically an extra teleporter. But it's not the same as your regular teleporter, whereas you're able to do all this extra stuff. With this one, you're just using it to teleport. You're not able to use your alternate abilities. And for Magic's ultimate, it's going to be Dark Child. She's going to be able to transform into a demon, and pretty much all her abilities are going to be boosted, including her regular basic attacks. I believe they get extra range to them too, so like you can be even at a pretty good distance and still be doing damage. I really like this ultimate, kind of similar to what we got going on with Hulk, but yeah, no, I love it. Now, where would I put Magic on the tier list? Personally, I didn't get much experience with her because I only had so long to play the beta. But from what I did play, which was only like 2 games, I want to say, to be honest, I think I'm just going to have to put her in B tier. I still have to experiment with her more, but I'm sure she's really good. But as far as I know, B tier. You know, again, I haven't really played with all these characters too much. My most played was Venom, Penny Parker. I had some Hulk in there. So I think B tier is pretty fair for Magic for now. So Hela is going to be our next character, and she is absolutely busted. I love Hela. She is way too good. I think let's just start getting into the kit and you'll see why. So one thing to keep in mind with Hela is every time you get a kill, you're gonna spawn in a crow at that dead body, and after a couple of seconds it will explode. So basically, when all your enemies are grouped up in a small location, if you're killing one, you're gonna be basically able to kill the others really easily. So her basic is gonna be a projectile, and in 3 hits I believe it's able to kill a squishy, in 2 if it's a headshot. So Hela has a really good ability called Astral Flock. So basically, in any direction she can transform into a crow. She'll dart that way, and I believe while she's doing this she's invulnerable, and this really plays into her passive ability, which lets her fall down slowly, and so she's able to capitalize more as a sniper from the air that way. Hela's strongest ability is going to be her Piercing Knight. So she's going to fire 5 swords at the enemy, and each of these are going to do relatively low damage, but where the main damage comes from is after a couple seconds, each of those swords will explode, and it does a huge amount of damage. Even if you don't do halfway of their health, you're going to end up doing killing them, if not almost killing them with this ability. So Hela's next ability is going to be Soul Drainer. So what I really like about this ability is that it works really well with her passive. So you shoot this at your enemies and it will explode, doing a little damage, and then implode and bringing them in. If you get a knockout, you're going to be able to capitalize on that with her passive, which spawns a crow that explodes in a couple of seconds. So Hela's kit is really strong. Now let's look at what her ultimate does. It's called Goddess of Death. So she's going to fly straight up into the air, and she's going to be throwing down crows. And these are super strong. They have a really big AoE damage effect. But if you're getting hit with it directly, it's that much stronger. As you can tell, Hela's just a universally good character. She's going to be good in all situations. I really love her playstyle. I myself didn't actually play a lot of Hela. I've only maybe played 1 or 2 games with her, but during the beta I had a friend who was really loving her, and through him I could see how good this character really was. So where would I put Hela? Obviously at top of S tier. Holy cow, she is way too good. She's amazing. I can see her getting nerfed. Her basics are really strong, but we'll just have to see. I'll probably rearrange everything at the end, see how I feel about everyone, but as of right now I'm gonna leave it like this. So our next character is gonna be Iron Man, and I absolutely love Iron Man. I love what the team did with some of the characters here, where they're just always in the air, and it makes complete sense. It's Iron Man. They also did this for Star-Lord, which I really love. He has like jetpack boots or something. But yeah, so let's get into Iron Man's kit and talk about why I love him so much. So our next character is going to be two Iron Man, and I absolutely love Iron Man. Repulsor Blast. I love what the team did with some of the characters with Repulsor Blast. Always gonna shoot it out if he gets direct hit, does a ton of damage. Iron Man. If not, they also did this for Star-Lord, which I really love. He has like jetpack boots or something. This is really good for targeting let's get into Iron Man's kit opponents so that our next talk about why I love to be aggressive. So our next character is going to be Iron Man, and I absolutely love Iron Man. Keep that in mind. I love what the team did with Iron Man's first ability is going to be hyper always in the air. So what it does is just basically a dash in the air. He's able to fly. They also did this for Star-Lord, which I really love. This ability is really important because it works with his micro missile. So let's get into Iron Man's kit. He's able to only use micro missile. So our next character is going to be Iron with hypervelocity, and I absolutely love Iron Man. Overdrive. I love what the team did with Overdrive. What it does is always when you activate it, it makes complete sense. Your basic attacks get. They also did this for Star-Lord, which I really love. He has like jetpack boots, really good ability. But yeah, just makes so let's get into Iron Man's kit and talk about overall why Iron Man's pretty. So our next character is going to be Iron Man, and average? I absolutely love Iron Man in a good way. I love what everyone's the team did with some of the characters here, where they're just always in the air, and it makes complete sense. It's easy to play, but he's also they also did this for Star-Lord, which I really love. So he has like Iron Man's pack boots or something. It's going to be Gamma Overdrive. So let's get into Iron Man's kit and when you activate Armor Overdrive. So our next character is going to be Iron Man, and I absolutely love Iron Man. I love what the team did. So again, they're just here where they're just always in the air. The whole thing about Iron Man is his Iron Man. Whether he's they also did this for Star-Lord, which I really love. He has like jetpack boots or something. That's pretty much what they want. So let's get into Iron Man's kit and talk about why I love him so much. So our next character is going to be Iron Man, and I absolutely love Iron Man. I love what the team did Iron Man spectacular is going to be his ultimate. Always in the air. So it's pretty much like a Iron Man. Like a Scarlet Witch Star-Lord, which I really love. He has so like basically he charges up and fires a big blast. And so let's get into Iron Man's kit. Vicinity is pretty much about why I love him so much. So our next character Iron Man is a really well-rounded character, and I absolutely love Iron Man. Pretty good. I love what the team did with some of the characters here, where they're just always in the air, and it makes complete sense. It's Iron Man. So where would I put Iron Man? They also did this for Star-Lord, which I really love. Like I said, he's really solid. He's a very average character. So let's get into Iron Man's kit and talk about why I love him so much. Easy to learn, easy to play, super fun. That being said, I think I'm gonna have to put him in. I think I'll have to put him in A tier at least for right now. He's a very good character. He of course has some counter picks, that being the Punisher and soon enough Winter Soldier, as well as Hela. Honestly, a lot of any character that can shoot really far and do good damage is a really good counter against Iron Man. But if you're a good Iron Man, you're gonna know to keep your distance. So overall, Iron Man is an A. So Punisher, oh my god, what's there not to say about Punisher? He's your classic Call of Duty character, and he basically has two primary weapons. So one of them is going to be a long-range assault rifle, and the other is going to be a shotgun for that close-range damage. So let's talk about his kit real quick. His team ability with Rocket Raccoon is what makes Punisher extremely good. If you're running Punisher, you should almost always run a Rocket. So basically, when they're together, Rocket is able to throw down an ammo pack, and while Punisher is in that circle, you have infinite ammo, and you also have faster firing rate. So this is really good. Punisher excels with this. That being said, is he good enough to be top tier? Honestly, I don't think so, but let's look at his regular abilities. So his passive is going to be Warrior's Gaze. So this one is going to incorporate basically only with his smoke grenade. So what it does is after a short time of an enemy leaving your view, you're going to still be able to see them. So that being said, with smoke grenade, I'm not sure if it does any damage, but you shoot it out and you obscure your enemy's vision while you're still able to see them. So as far as passives go, kind of whatever. Depends how long it lasts. I think it's like 5 seconds. That being said, I would have to check that. His next ability that's amazingly good on domination is Cooling Turret. So basically, this is gonna be his Bastion ability, where he's able to just set up in one spot and continuously fire approaching enemies. I really like this in man, what map was this? I think it was like the 2099 map that we played in the beta. That might be wrong, but there was a map that this ability was specifically really good on for me. His mobility ability is going to be Vantage Connection. So basically, he sets up a hook and grapple, and it doesn't go that far, but it goes relatively good distance, and he's able to use it continuously, and I think he's able to use up to 3. So I really like this ability. So if you ever die, you come back and your grapple is still there, then you're solid. You just easily maneuver the map. And for Punisher's ultimate ability, this is his bread and his butter. It's gonna be Final Judgment. He just pulls out 2 Gatling guns and just goes crazy on the enemies. With this ability, he's really strong. He's able to easily take out the squishies, mow down the tanks. Really solid. Where would I place Punisher? Honestly, as far as the kit goes, he's Call of Duty basically. But I like him. I think he's really decent. I think I'm gonna have to put him in B tier. He's good at a distance. He's good close range. I think he's meant to be that all-around character, that's just really good for any situation. That's why I think he belongs in B tier. Next, let's talk about Star-Lord. I really like Star-Lord. He's really simple, easy to learn. Anyone can pick him up. He's like an Iron Man, but easier to play. And Iron Man is already easy to play. So let's talk about his abilities. First and foremost, he's a projectile fire character. So he's gonna have his little guns, shooting them at a distance. His kit is really simple. So basically, he has a rocket propulsion. So this is gonna be, I believe this is like on a charge or a bar. So you give it some time, it reloads. You can use it all or a little bit at a time. But basically, it lets you stay in the sky. It's really good. His next ability is gonna be Stellar Shift. So any way he's moving, he's able to roll in that direction. I believe this is including in the air, and he instantly reloads. So in that way, he's kind of like a McCree, if you guys have played Overwatch. In this video, I'm gonna be comparing a lot of characters to Overwatch just because it's easier, and I think a lot of people will understand it better. But yeah, so he instantly reloads with that. His next ability is going to be an AoE fire. It's going to be Blaster Barrage. He just shoots a frenzy of bullets all around him in an AoE. And for the best part of his kit is going to be his Galactic Legend. So he's going to engage in free flight. He doesn't have to worry about a charge anymore. And he will instantly lock onto enemies. And as long as he's shooting, he will get them. This is really good ability. I love Star-Lord. One more thing before I forget, his team up ability with Adam Warlock. So this is his bread and butter, aside from his ultimate, of course. With Adam Warlock, whenever Star-Lord dies, I believe this is for Mantis as well. Whenever Star-Lord dies, he goes into a state of in-between, basically. And he's able to respawn or not. But if he does respond, it goes on a 90-second timer, so he can't use it all the time. but basically he's able to respawn in the spot that he's died. It's really good. Keeps Star-Lord really engaged in the battle. Overall, Star-Lord is a really good character. Where would I put him? Looking at all these characters, man, I think I'm gonna have to bring down Punisher. I'm not gonna lie. Just like I said, he's the all-around character. That being said, him being in C tier does not mean he's a bad character at all, but it just means that other characters are better. And that being said, Star-Lord is better. He's incredibly fast, agile, easy to use, easy to maneuver. I really like Star-Lord, and plus with his ult, anyone can pick him up, even more so than Punisher, I think. So Star-Lord, B tier. Storm. See, look, originally I had thought that Storm wasn't as good as she was, but looking back at it, no, she's fucking great. She's really good. So let's talk about her kit before anything. Let's talk about her kit. So her basic is going to be a projectile. She's a projectile character, and also keep in mind she can fly. That being said, her projectile character is kind of a wide range, so if there's multiple enemies grouped up really close together, you're able to hit them all at once with a single shot. That being said, she has about 12 bullets, so not too bad, pretty decent. So let's talk about the whole point of her kit. She's able to control weather with her ability, Weather Control. So basically, when she's in her tornado mode, she grants movement boost, and this is really good because Storm is normally really slow. So while in tornado, she's able to do movement boost, and while in the thunder weather, she's gonna give a damage boost to anyone around her, all her allies. Storm is basically going to be your Lucio of this game, where she's able to switch between movement speed and damage boost. This is where she gets really good. As long as Storm is in your back line next to your tank, she's going to excel. As long as she's powering up your allies, she's doing really good. So her next ability is going to be Goddess Boost. So this is dependent on which weather she has. So basically, if she's in her tornado mode, So basically, if she's in her tornado mode, she grants even more movement boost, and if she's in her thunder mode, she grants even more damage boost. And if she's in her thunder mode, it grants a damage boost as well as it summons lightning to inflict damage to anyone within the AoE. Her last regular ability is going to be Bolt Rush. So this is basically like your basic attack. That being said, it will travel past your opponents. So if they're right in front of each other, then it will pass through a short distance. I don't think it's relatively too big, but it's pretty much just like your regular attack, but a little bit better. And for Storm's ultimate ability, this is where she's really good. So she transforms into her Hurricane, and anyone that is within the AoE will get sucked in. So it's really hard to get out of once you are in it. And she's going to be constantly doing damage. I'm not sure if you can kill her out of this, but if you can, it makes it that much weaker. But if you can't, it makes it that much better. And finally, for Storm's team-up ability is going to be Lightning Barrage. So it's really simple. It's kind of like her Bolt Rush, a little different though. All it does is you shoot someone with it. If an enemy is near, it's like a chain reaction. It will zip to them, and then the next one, and the next one. I'm not sure if there's like a max limit or if there's only like total of 3. But really simple, pretty basic. As far as team-up abilities go, where would I rank Storm? Looking at the characters I have here, I think I want to put Storm. Man, see, I know I started off by saying Storm is actually a lot better than I thought, but just looking at everyone, oh, jeez. Okay, how about this? Before I play Storm, let's rearrange some characters. So I think what's bothering me a lot is the B tier here. So Star-Lord, I think he's gonna have to go on top of B. I really like him. He's super solid. Better than Black Panther? I think so. Now, Magic is bothering me. I think I have to bring her down, and is she better than Punisher? I don't know. I feel like Magic dies way too quick that you don't even really get to capitalize on what she can do. So I think I'm gonna put her below Punisher. And that being said, Storm is gonna go at bottom B. Do I like her better or worse than Black Panther? I think I like Black Panther a little better. He's not my favorite to play, but as far as this list goes and this tier list, Storm, I think she's like right below him. She's more universally good to where you know, in any situation you can always pretty much play a Storm, especially with her movement speed boost and her damage boost. She's a really good character, but I think overall Black Panther might just be a little bit better, a little bit, not by much, but I think Storm doesn't do enough damage to be better than Black Panther. So bottom B. Bonus time. So real quick, we're gonna go over the recent characters that have been announced and added to the game. So I'm gonna start off with the one, the only, the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is going to be incredibly good. Just from the trailer alone, his ultimate being able to constantly being reused if you get a kill. Winter Soldier is going to be so good, and especially with Rocket and his team ability where he gets infinite ammo and increased rate of fire. Winter Soldier is going to be broken. I honestly think that Winter Soldier is going to be S tier. Keep in mind, these are speculations. This is just based off what the trailer shows. Of course, the trailer is going to show like the best of pretty much, but I honestly think Winter Soldier is going to be busted. He's going to be really good off the bat, and I think he has like 6 bullets in the chamber, but overall it does really good with those 6 bullets. And like I said, with the team ability with Rocket, it's going to put him over the top. Next is Psylocke. Honestly, just from the trailer alone, I didn't really like Psylocke. I feel like there's just something missing. But again, like I said, this is speculation. I can only guess until the actual game comes out. That being said, I will put Psylocke in D tier. She just looked like she wasn't really doing too much damage. It didn't look like she was able to secure too many kills. So yeah, that's why I'm putting her in D tier for now. I will make an updated tier list once the full game releases. Next, we're gonna have Moon Knight, and as much as I like Moon Knight, just from the trailer alone, I think I'm gonna have to put him in bottom C. I'm not going over their abilities as much as I am with, as you know, the other characters, because I didn't play them, and you know, it's a little harder to find stuff besides just looking at the trailer. So I think he's gonna go bottom C. I know one of his abilities is where like he puts down something, and then as long as he's hitting that thing, the AoE will do damage to anyone within it. I think he's just not gonna be doing too much damage. More so, you know, he's gonna be doing more damage than Psylocke, just from the looks of it. But I think he's gonna go at C tier. And next for Hawkeye, our final character that we're gonna speculate, I think he's gonna go also in C tier. He just looks like a weaker Hela, honestly. Just, you know, just looking at it, man, I want to like Hawkeye, especially his alternate skin looks really nice, but I think he's just gonna be outplayed by Hela every single time. No one's gonna want to play Hawkeye. They're always gonna pick Hela over Hawkeye every time. And so that's the list. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your time. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I plan to make another tier list video when the full game comes out. That way we can actually know where everyone places and how the tier list looks. So thank you again, guys. If you can, like, subscribe, all that goodness. Thank you so much, and have a good one. And never forget,